Hey folks, and welcome back to another episode of the Andy Mac campaigns. It's been a while. Uh, no excuses, just got busy, lost some interest. But I've been having more time on my hand, and I've been wanting to upload another video. So I decided to go back a few days, show off what the map looks like before what I'm doing right now, and kind of go over some of the stuff I'm doing. Go through the combat saves of the last few days, and then probably doing a general overall view of the whole map. So this might be a longer episode, but bear with me. So I guess let's I'm not gonna go over any of this yet, as this is a previous turn, but let's go over to Burma where some of the main action is happening. So right now, I this unit right here, this stack right here is encircled. It's probably very hard to see, but I own all the hex sides. He has this unit here, and he's gonna walk in to unopen it, but that will change eventually, soonish. Over here in Burma, I have achieved a great victory. I para-dropped Daka Yu, moved that para unit into Few, and have moved my tank brigades down to the coast of Pegu, and opened up the road pretty much into down here. Now, it looks like there's about 9 units here with 11,000 men. That's probably just a bunch of engineers. So once I'm able to get some divisions down this way, I think I should be able to open up. I mean, not engineers, some divisions, down this way. I should be able to open up the pass, break Malmain pretty easily, and get myself onto the road to Bangkok, and just start like going through Thailand. China, I've also been doing some stuff over here. I have maneuvered around and encircled this stack of 10 units right here. I'm also about to cut off this stack of 8 units right here. I'm hoping to also go around Changsha up into Wuchang with some more stacks, as I opened up this hex side south so I could start going down this major road, and I've opened up and I have this hex side over here. He's kind of halted here on this major road, and the only way he could go up is this way, and I should notice him coming if I leave a unit right here and a unit right here. They're in, and then otherwise anywhere else in China is a deadlock. This is kind of the major area of contestant. I've kind of pulled my Air Force out. He was destroying it. I was able to a couple times cap trap him over, or not cap trap, but decisively get him over Chungking and destroy a lot of bombers. So I think for the moment I at least have air supremacy over the Chungking plane, but he's able to get more fighters over here, as I have to contend with. I'm using most of my forces in Burma, trying to take that out as fast as possible. Once Burma is done, I might move some more of my bombers over here, so I could start reducing these pockets, so I could free up all these units. And going along like this one, I want to free this up so I can free up these 2 units. And then let's go south to where the main event's about to happen. So I just landed at Dada Genghis. I don't know if I said that right, but that's what I'm going with. And massive invasion here happened this turn. He had about, let's see, go through the combat report. That was Pegu. That was Kandari. That was Makassar. Here we go. So he has about a brigade, a division, an SNFL, and a couple base forces with an artillery battalion. I landed in my first wave 2 divisions and 4 tank battalions. I had some more units on the way, but they started to unload in Ambon and are lacking behind, and that's my corps, the 9th Corps, the 5th, the 4th Armored Regiment, along with the 5th Armored Division, that started to unload in Ambon, so they're making their way up towards Dead Genghis now. And I should have the space fairly soon. We still have yet to unload most of these units. We have my carriers right here. This is probably a decently sized force. And yeah, so that happens. We've also taken over southern celebs. Makassar was easily taken. Kandar is being a little bit more of a nuisance. I only landed about a division's worth of units here. A division and a couple tank tank battalions over here. But once I shift my air power to bombing the base, I should be able to take it easily. We've also landed in Timor and completely taking it over. We have many, many units everywhere. Don't know why. Okay, I'll have to go back and look at that later. Yeah. And so, this is about where we are now. Currently. Well, I mean, this is before all the action has happened. We also have an invasion going towards Balbado to go capture this. Because I feel if I can capture this base, this would shield myself. I can build this up and shield myself from the Marianas and Carolinas, and maybe force them to withdraw units out of here. I think my next plans are as I hop up through here, trying to get Marcus Island, Iwo Jima, and these 3 islands. That way, I can start having supply ships from San Fran go right through the middle here to the Philippines under like carrier cover, CVE cover, and whatever else I have over here. We'll have guard this little strait, and then that should starve out, hopefully, these islands down here, and I could slowly take them, like go from here. Like if I at least take this one, probably this one, I think I should be fine for the most part if I have air cover at these 2 bases. But yeah, that's where we are. So I guess let's get to actually let's do one more thing. Let's check the intelligence reports, just see what we're looking at. Right now we're looking at we're getting really close to overlapping the Japanese. Some air kills, more kills, and I should be able to start getting my advantage to above the Japanese. Slowly but surely. I have a long way to go. Obviously, he's killed a lot of points worth of ships due to my own faults. A lot of Allied army losses and stuff. But I think capturing air bases, strategic bombing, and everything else like that will go a long way for negating, getting me up to about what I need, 120,000 at this current moment. So I'll probably end up having to need like 140,000 or maybe 150,000 after another year of combat. But I think that's pretty attainable, especially since I will capture Manila. I'm gonna get Rangoon, and those bases give me a ton of points. Okay, now let's get to the combat reports. I mean combat saves. And yeah, so this is for this current turn, July the 8th. Let's see what happens. Or let's go over what happens. So we just have more landings. Getting some minor damage done on his troops at the base, which is always really good. Having some subs intercept some stuff. No luck there though. It's not gonna really do much to DD. Oh yeah, my DD my destroy S get destroyed here, but They're serving their goal at this point. Just they're guarding the my surface combat task forces. They're not really good at all, other than uh, sub for sub patrol. But I haven't seen many subs in a long time, and so my DEs right now are pretty good for guarding my transports. I feel this is what I'm going to use them for. I think this is more DEs, if I have to be correct. Oh no, this is an actual DD task force. So, not much damage done between both sides. I detect him, but we still didn't get any, nothing major going off. Now more destroyer escorts are gonna sink. These guys, not meant for combat, but you know, sometimes you gotta use what you gotta use to your, use every advantage you have. He tries to go bombard over here at, Watapo, but my patrol ships stop him, luckily. Ah, here we go. So the DDs finally run into a CL task force, and they only suffer minor damage. Oh yeah, and he detects me before I detect him. Interesting. Okay. Well, that DD task, unless it's, I can't tell if it's multiple or not. We did a bombardment of the enemy base. Some good casualties. Really hitting that 42nd Division, so that's really good. We disrupted them pretty well. Oh, we lost a D. We were landing at turn 8. I forgot I did that too. Lost some vehicles in that. No more action. Now we go to this air search phase. Destroying a lot of stuff by cap. Looks like weather's stopping some of my things. We're getting sweeps over Moulmein with my P-47s. Decent KD. I don't think I'm flying that super high, so bound to lose some, as he also does have lots of them. Really good cap. He does have Randy's now, which are interesting. I think those are a 45 plane, if I'm not mistaken. Well, he's had them for a minute, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, lots of Franks destroyed in that battle. Overwhelming his cap with just my good planes. Did I destroy? Yep, I destroyed the last Frank guarding here. Then he comes in with a somewhat escorted group, but it's no match for my hundreds of Corsairs guarding the group. So what did he have? A hodgepodge of fighters guarding only 23 Bettys versus, so let's see, like 500 Corsairs, give or take. So, you know, pretty good massacre. He did get one Corsair killed, destroyed, I mean. So that's never fun, but it's whatever. Up another hodgepodge of fighters escorting a hodgepodge of bombers. He he's been telling me that he hasn't been able to get a good escorted land-based airstrike, and I do see it. Over the last couple of days, I've noticed it. Like Like if this group and the Bettys joined together, he might have been able to get some bombers through, just due to how like the game engine works and stuff. But they're all coming in piecemeal, and I'm able to destroy them piecemeal, pretty devastatingly. He's just bombing resources up here. He's bombing that base for some reason. I decided to go and use all my carrier air. I had them on cap, but they're suiciding themselves into TK again right here, where he had cap, and I didn't want to waste my fighters sweeping the base, and then like he comes along and I have some of my fighters escorting, some of my fighters sweeping, some of my fighters on cap, and he just gets that more devastating of a strike on me. So I decided the best way to do it was just to have them on ground strike, so I can take this base much quicker and build it up. So what do we hit here? 409 damage, pretty good. And who did we really... I thought it would show me who we did the more damage to. So we're attacking the 90th Brigade, but sometimes... Okay, yeah, here we go. So we're getting a mixture of... Gotta scroll up. The SNFL, the Brigade, the Artillery Battalion, the Base Force, and it seems like we're just getting a mixture of about everything except for the Division. Division's probably the biggest right here, but these are all fine. We're all disrupting them pretty good, destroying. Even though we didn't get that much damage, we disrupted the hell out of all those units, so makes me taking that base that much easier. We are bombing Moulmein. Some planes destroyed on the ground. Another sweep over Moulmein. More bombing over Moulmein. Some more planes destroyed on the ground. Some more bombing over Moulmein. More planes destroyed on the ground. More planes destroyed on the ground. Just action happening everywhere this turn. Devastating the unit that's in Dakayu right now. Mass ground bombardment over the 81st Brigade. Pretty thoroughly not wiped out, but pretty thoroughly damaged. Should be an easy push whenever I get when I attack it. Now some of my heavy bombers come over here to also do some minor damage to the base down here. Attacked the 90th Brigade again, so that's fine. Just disrupting it. Didn't hit anything this time. More damage down there. More damage to the airbase. More damage to the airbase. More damage to this brigade right here. Okay. Lots of damage done. Pretty thoroughly taking out this airbase. Okay. Some more casualties done to the SNFL unit and the brigade. Not bad. More disruption. Always will take disruption, you know. So we hit the 90th Brigade again. Hit the 90th. Oh, hit the SFL unit this time. I don't really want to attack that unit, but you know, happen. Can't control what you attack this game. Okay. I'm fine about losing 820Gs. I build a decent amount of them. I build a decent amount of bombers at this point. Bombers are not an issue. Oh, here we go. Here's another good, decently escorted strike, but you know, it's definitely not enough to get through the cap I have over here. Yeah, he got some through, but definitely not enough to attack my CVEs. Some escorted Bettys, destroying them. More escorted Bettys. It looks like oh, maybe the weather? Yeah, the weather must be disrupting a lot of my cap from getting over to help them. More sweeps. Now we go into the PM phase. See what happens in the PM phase. Just more caps destroyed. I had a cap get destroyed. Another hodgepodge of fighters. He actually has a decent amount of nicks that joined in the first wave. But I have a decent cap already up. And it's in the afternoon phase, so some of my guys had some rest. I had 42 minutes of the estimated before he got into me, so I was able to get most of my cap up before he even got near me. The uh, the values of allied radars. Allied radar is just amazing. So you look at 35 minutes, get most of my cap up before he even blinks. Trying to slow this down unit a little bit with some B-29s. Right now I'm just trying to rebuild my pool of B-29s. He bombed them pretty sufficiently in China, and I used them pretty heavily over the Japanese home island, so right now I'm just setting them down, using them for some ground bombardments, not doing anything super risky with them. Why I wait for more production to start in November. Looks like we got a cargo ship over here, so nice. More landing craft, more stuff. So Japanese bombardment of me. He does some minor casualties to me, but I do some back to him. Japanese bombardment over here. I don't think he realizes he's encircled yet, I, but I could be wrong. I guess we'll find out. Another attack over here. These units are completely encircled. They are out of supplies, but they are still putting up a good fight. There is like 22,000 troops over here, and slowly dying. One of these turns, I set down my divisions to stop attacking as I had no more. They're just all destroyed. My units are from constant attacking. So here we have the bombardment phases going on. My tank battalions are bombarding. Now we're attacking. The 90th Brigade, its AV completely dropped. So that's good. I think all that disruption in the day thoroughly weakened it, but we did not take the base. So let's see. So some divisions, some of the units there suffered heavily. So 16 and 215 disabled, one combat 27, two engineers 28, two guns destroyed. All so he lost 2,300, all for 155 casualties of mine. So really good losses. His units were effectively like if I didn't do all my bombing and bombarding and stuff, I probably would have suffered about 1,000 casualties. Still might have reduced the fort, but he definitely wouldn't have suffered what he did. So that was a really good casualty for me. I am bombarding over here. He's moved a lot of units out of this base. So let's just go through. And that was a pretty good bombardment, just weakening his units. I tried taking this base, and I don't know how I don't take it. This division was bombed the hell out of, and it was a full division versus a brigade, and I didn't take it. I don't know what happened here. Maybe, let's see, disruption preparation, okay, leaders, disruption supply. Oh, I must have Must be low on supply. Supply flow through here must be like horrendous, which is probably true. I am trying to supply myself through a jungle. I bombard over here. Nothing happens. Okay. Okay, so now, give me a second, I need to go get the next combat phase. So what date were we on? The 8th? So, okay, good. So I just have to make sure I'm getting the right combat turn. Just drag it over. Okay. Yeah, and I believe one of these turns I also had a desync too. I can't remember which one. I think this turn was a desync for me, but I might be wrong. So we got turn 8 captured. Reactions. So we got the CVL Vincent. Got another combat here. Skip through that. See, some decent damage done, but like the rain's really reducing my visibility, and somehow the Japanese are detecting me before I detect them. So I don't know what's happening over here. Luckily, he's like, I don't know if these are shimikazes or not, but he's not getting off mass torpedoes on me and destroying everything. So it looks like I sent this group out earlier because this group was returning back to replenish, but I noticed there was like a DD group over here. I don't know. He must have slipped it by when I wasn't noticing, so I slipped this DD group over here. The Houston group to go catch this DD group before it can get into a bunch of transports I have gathering at turn 8, or go around and just cause some havoc on ships, on stuff retreating. So it seems like one of the DDs split off, must have been suffered enough damage too. My nighttime strike is nighttime cap is skip through here. Sorry, I'm just messaging someone. Ooh, this is a decent amount of vehicles lost. One of my tank battalions was suffering pretty heavily. We'll catch that DD group again. Got the Momo destroyed. It's suffering pretty heavily right now. Some escorts were with a large group of cargo ships. Got another cargo ship outside of Nagoya. It looks like, oh, no. Ooh, he has some troops on here too. I don't think I noticed this before. It's a major troop transport going somewhere. I've been seeing a lot of information of troops going to Tokyo, of like AA regiments going to Tokyo, troops going down to Koepang over here in Manila and stuff. So it could be either or. I will not know. I do not know. Oh, there's another. I catch another DD. Oh, I think the AO is gonna be finally dead. Oh, I think his fight. Yeah, this is when his carrier showed up. Weather really screwed me here today. Um, you'll see why here in a second. So we get another sweep over Mulmain. Yeah, see, this is where it screws me. So I did a minor mistake. I forgot to convert over these new CVEs Wildcats over to Corsairs or Hellcats, so that's a minor mistake, but it wouldn't have helped. 200 SAMs against like another 250 bombers. I would have done some more damage at least, but it would definitely help. So I pretty thoroughly lose most of my CVEs here. Whether my cap I have in like uh 80 one hex to protect the carriers, but weather pretty sufficiently halted me here. So he got a really good strike off on my cap. And yep, I lose so many good, so a lot of my CVEs. Pretty decisively destroyed my CVE fleet I had with my carriers. So the unicorn's probably gonna sink. Then I lose these three ships, kamikazes. Man, it it happens. Weather screwed me today. I guess I gotta consider it's not my main CV group. If you got this devastating of a strike on my main CV group, there would I couldn't recover. I can't do my invasions with just um CVEs. I at least could get the base, but bring any follow up troops would be suicide if you were to sink able to sink my main CV group. I would need to build up turn 8, get Menando, build up these bases for land based air. Then I might be able to reinforce it. But no, it's just it's just gonna make protecting my invasions that much harder. So I'm gonna have to be more careful now with what I do. Might have to be forced to send in my CVs into a coastal hex, which is something I really don't want to do. But if it's just to protect my carriers, then I might have to. We'll see though. We'll see how the game going on. I have the land now to protect myself. Um, I'm gonna have the air bases. There you go to protect most of my invasions up to probably about Formosa, where I really won't have any good air bases. or I guess up until like once I get up to the home islands. But as of right now, I should have because like once I get Mindanao, my invasion of like say like Opsy is pretty protected as I can take all these bases down here, build the hell out of them, then go up to invade here, then walk up through Philippines, and then I can take over these air bases, build them up before I invade over here, build them up. Then I could do the same for Okinawa. It's just the home islands would be the biggest threat if I ever get there. I don't know. I might not need to land on the home islands. Well, I'll have to see. So right now we're bombing this unit here in the rough hexes, just trying to slow them down, trying to take out the units mainly. Then we're also bombing the units here, bombing the airbase in Moulmein, still bombing the troops over here. Yeah, he must have some type of cap over here, some type of AA brigade. Because normally I don't suffer that many flak losses without some type of AA unit there. Because Japanese AAMGs suck. I should know. We stopped the Bettys from getting through at least. That's good. We're not gonna stop these Bettys. Okay. Yep, and he's going to get the Nickies, drop another bomb on the some of my stuff. Goes after. Yep. Yeah, and this is the turn I had my desync too because you'll see here in a minute. I think most of this did happen. I did lose my CVE group, but now see, look at so now weather is gone, and look how my planes show up now in the afternoon, or I think it's yeah, the afternoon. This must be the afternoon. Yep. So you look how many of my planes show up now. So weather really screwed me over here. Like if there was no weather, I would have had a good the my 80 Wildcats, some of my Hellcats, and plus another 100 about 250 Corsairs, and would have at least efficiently protected my CVEs. But no, weather really screwed me over here today. But I'm gonna get some slight revenge here soon. My dive bombers are still on ground attack because I wasn't sure when his carriers would show up, and I didn't want to commit them to. I didn't want to commit my carriers to attacking random targets before this carrier showed up. So let's see, he got come hits on APAs. Yeah, destroying a good amount of. What did he attack here? Oh, I'm surprised my cap didn't show up to protect that. But my flag pretty sufficiently warded them off. Allied flag this late in the game is just brutal too. Yeah, see here, flak wasn't able. He wasn't able to do much because of my flak. Don't think he got any hits here because of my flak. Now I don't know if this has happened in the game or not. Okay, so he got a torpedo hull here on the Monson. Taking my CVE some more. Unicorn had some difficulty, extensive flooding on the Unicorn, and Unicorn's probably gonna fail. What was that last check? I don't know. This doesn't show me on this little page here. Okay. Okay, so my main take force now comes up. My other force comes up and starting to land. Good bombardment off onto the brigade in the 42nd Division. 5th Armored Division is unloading now. Okay, so in bombardment, he destroyed some of my vehicles. Another bombardment over here. Another attack over here. I need it. I think this. I don't. I think it's this turn I stopped these attacks as casualties are getting quite brutal. So we're attacking over here. Now they're attacking. Let's see. I think I take. I don't think it shows in this combat. I take the base, but in reality, I do take the base. In the alternate universe, I didn't take the base, but in the real, how the game went, I did take the base. So I'm just gonna skip through this. Yeah. So the base wasn't captured here, but I'm pretty sure I did capture it. I destroyed that brigade pretty thoroughly. But yeah, I'm bombarding over here. Some heavy losses on my side. He has really good forts there, so I don't know why I continue to bombard there. Okay, let's just skip through the rest of the turn. Some more stuff arriving. Okay. Now we go to the next combat report. Gotta scroll down through my emails, grab it. There we go. So we were on the 9th, so this should be the 10th. This should be one more after this, and then we're caught up. So let's see here. So this turn is pretty good for me. Also, you can see here barely the weather really sufficiently set, but I do own the base. So yes, the base is mine. And today I pretty thoroughly stop his surface combat groups and getting into my carriers. So we sunk a DD here. But I did pretty good. A CL and a couple DDs versus a BB and a couple DDs, and I came out on top. I wish those torpedoes actually went into the He instead, and I was able to sink her or damage her enough that way she's out of action. That would have been nice, but don't get everything I want, so yeah. Let's see here. It looks like another CA versus CA combat. Yep, the shelf. So I want to skip through this because this video is getting pretty long now. I lost my CA. So we pretty much traded CAs. My CA, he must have did my CA? No, I didn't suffer any catastrophic failures. He just must have got really lucky because it took 8 shell hits and a torpedo hit to sink him. But mine took 27 shell hits and 2 torpedo hits to sink Harry's. And he also got a DD. So in all, he probably this small battle we're even about for today. Looks like another CL task force versus a DD group, getting a couple more DDs sunk. Very nice. We catch that DD group in the rear again. I think we're both out of ammo at this point. More group. I think this is the he again. Yes. Oh no, it's the Naka. It looked like the he for a second. Now here's a he. Or no, this is a Kirishimo. This is another totally different BB. We got out pretty good too. No major damage. And he even detected me and spotted me before I detected him. The Kirishima again. Did I just... No, I didn't lose anything there. His BBs are being pretty elusive though. Some DDs versus DDs. Let's see. He got a couple shell hits off on me. Another CA here. The Naka again. Some good, really good hits on him. Really good. Oh yeah, and so I guess I forgot to say this. So in the other previous engagement, in the day before, I don't know if it showed on there. I don't remember seeing it, but I did get some torpedo hits. I had my torpedoes set to attack naval targets, and they did get some hits onto CVLs. So in the other alternate universe, I did get some payback for what happened. Oh, yep, and so we catch one of those CVLs that were damaged, but we did not target her. But yeah, we didn't detect her at all. Yeah, and all my surface combat groups decide to retreat back to Koepang, which is somewhat annoying. You know, they still should have ammo and fuel, but they still, after combat, they do still decide to retreat back. I don't understand why the game does that. They do have, they are able uh, to still operate. Ooh, lots of Judy's destroyed there. Oh, we had a CV fail in Perth, but at least it's in Perth now. Should get some minor repairs done. Oh, we catch the Japanese CV group. So what does he have here? The He, the Tayo, the Shinano, 3 CVLs, and just a bunch of DDs plus more CVLs. Dang, these groups are overly large. If I actually had a good BB task force get in, that would be really good. Oh, okay, yeah. The Curious suffered a decent hit last turn too, so I dispatched them from the main group to get down to turn 8. So what is this? The Miami seems like it captures that same DD task force from before. Okay, so now we're into the air phase. Our carrier forces are pretty close together. We'll have to see what happens. Lots of cap destroyed over my carriers. He also has lots of ships in the area too, like a whole lot of ships. I think this is enemy carrier range in 4. I also did another mistake today. I forgot to put some of my fighters on escort, so I lost a good amount of bombers because of that. I lost some bombers because of that. Always sad. So some jacks escort some Nels into my carriers, and they decide to attack the Iowa. Good. Iowa is not worth it. Some Oscars escort some Bettys. He's just sweeping Dakagianus for some reason. Maybe he thinks my cap's gonna be there again. But here we go. Around 100 and something, I think 100 and something Sams are escorting his groups, but that doesn't matter. He gets a very small percentage in. Hit 172, 157 Sams escorting about 70 bombers, 70, and he lost a decent amount of Sams for his troubles. Then lost most of his cap. Some Nicks, Franks, more Nicks are bombing. Some Peggy T's are torpedo. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get through my pretty sufficient air cap. Still bombing Molmain, making it a non-efficient airbase anymore. Bombing Dhaka U over here, just bombings in general in Burma. I have plenty of supplies, I have plenty of bombers, so I'm gonna use them. So he got a shell hit off on the Quarantine, but that doesn't mean anything. Oh, this group gets pretty devastated. No, it's not gonna get through. Not enough bombers. Oh, he does get through. Okay. I'm totally mistaken. But I think even then that he gets through, they're still heavily disrupted from my fighters joining in. And then also because I have heavy cap, yeah, and so it's, well, this was the carrier, so they are targeting this carrier good. Killing off some of the CVEs that were retreating from last turn. Lots of good torpedo hits. We're thoroughly destroying these two CVLs. So this one outright sunk, and this one should sink. 3 bomb hits on her. Will definitely sink her. Yep, and so see. I did get a bomb hit too. Very lucky. It was a 1,000-pound bomb, so that might sink her. Yeah, so see here, like, these were transports, I believe. Yeah, so these are just transports, but I'll take out transports. I'm happy with that. Good amount of guns destroyed. Happy with that. Transports hitting his cargo fleet. I don't mind hitting his cargo fleet. You know, cargo fleet is annoying to deal with. Yeah, and then all my unescorted strikes. What is this? Okay, so we're targeting some DDs here. We got 2 bomb hits on this DD that might sink it. Don't think, yeah, torpedoes aren't going to do much against those. Didn't hit anything against those guys. One Peggy that got through and got instantly destroyed by Cap. Oh, we just lost the Burns. More stuff is being destroyed. trying to target these DDs. I have it there. Oop, another 100 100 SAM fighters coming through, but it barely escorting a raid, so I just got a good amount of SAMs destroyed, so I'm always happy about that, destroying SAMs. Oh, here we go. That 100 SAMs would have been really nice escorting this group. I don't get this game sometimes. Yeah, I pretty thoroughly destroy that cap. I think he does get some bomb hits still off. I'll have to look after combat. Pretty thoroughly destroyed most of those bombers. Yeah, he did get a bomb on the Philippines, a 800 kilogram bomb. That always sucks, yeah. And then see, my unescorted strike goes through, because it's not escorted. If it was escorted, that would have been a really good strike, but I forgot to put planes on escort, so it's my own fault. That cat must be coming from Rangoon, okay. Good amount of stuff destroyed. Good amount of troops destroyed on the ground. That's always nice. Nope, no bomb hits here. It's super nice. Oh, there we go. Gonna probably destroy this CVL over here. Yeah, 3 more bomb hits on her. Probably will. That CVL suffered 3 bomb hits too, so that CVL should theoretically sink. Oh, that Gano got a bomb hit too. Same with the Kuroma. Those guys got destroyed. Those guys also got destroyed, but I get through. I have a weird feeling. I think I got. No, I don't get a torpedo off on any of these guys. Thought I did. Yep, another unescorted strike. Okay. We missed a Shinano with my sub. That would have been super nice, but don't get that lucky. Here comes the Babado invasion. The Alabama does some nice defense, protecting them. Alabama, Massachusetts. Good damage. Yep. Then we unload 2 Australian divisions over here to take the base. Japanese bombardment over here. That unit should be pretty thoroughly gone. We attack here again. I can't remember what turn I turned them off, but I have to I had to done it soon. We attack over here again. Just pretty thoroughly destroying these units. Bombardment over here again. I'm getting pretty those bombardments aren't going good for me. We take this base. Oh no, we bombard that base. Right. Don't know why the game decided to bombard there. Probably because I guess it didn't. Yeah. So. Oh, I let my game click too far. Okay, I think I should have one more turn left to show. Oh, we're in an hour right now. Okay, should try to get wrapping this up soon. Oh, he got some DDs into my group, but I only suffer some minor shell hits. Oh, we took out a DD. More DDs versus DDs. Torpedo missed up here. That's a big ass DD group. Oh, I didn't even realize. I must have missed that last time. Try to get into over here. Midget submarine. We lost an LCI there. Looks like lots of ships. Judy's still on night patrol. Don't think Judy's are gonna do that good. I don't think. I believe they don't have radar. The Vetties at this point are probably better since they have the radar. Oh, CL task force goes against DD task force, and no damage was done to either side really. Lots of just minor combats, lots of skirmishes. Ooh, that was really good. A good amount of DDs on his side should be sinking here. All left heavy fires. That's not bad. We did some good, okay damage to those groups over there. We were all retreating from the air threat. Interesting. I thought I had all these guys in absolute. I guess I didn't. Or I thought I told most of them to retreat. Well, I did tell most of them to retreat, but it doesn't seem like it. So I'm just going to skip through this so I can get these all finished up. More air raids going in after Cap. A lot of rain he's destroyed there. Some of my DDs seemed like missed the memo, got left over there, or they must have reacted to over there. Who knows? Just more bombings in Burma. Oop, he got some torpedoes on the Pensacola and the Gambia. Sad. I think he did get some torpedoes off over here, didn't he? No, he got a bomb hit on the one of my CVLs. Nope, no luck there. I think oh yeah, this CL is gonna sink 3 bomb hits, 2 torpedoes. Ooh, more guns destroyed, very nice. Yeah, there's not much action happening today. Got some bomb hits on the Kurama. Got a bomb hit on the DD over there. That's the end for this phase. Okay. Skip through. He's bombarding over here. Nothing happening. Deliberate attack over here. Okay, we destroyed 2 of those units. Bombardment over here. My casualties are going down. Balbillo is captured. Destroyed some planes on the ground. I shock attack here. I think I could take it. Nope. I attack here, thinking I could do it, but nope. He moved more units in. Dilly expands to port size 4. Cool. Some Soviet bases expand, and yeah, I think now I have one more turn, and then we're caught up, and you guys will be caught up at least to the most recent turn. Okay. Download. Send over. Okay. And I don't think anything really happened this turn too. More submarine action. Just a whole hodgepodge of task forces everywhere. Got some DDs hitting there. Heavily attacking this base. Ooh, really good casualties for me. Or for me against him. Some more decent casualties. Ooh, I'm attacking Chiang Mai. I just realized that. Ooh, that's not good. I might have to stop that. I don't want to be attacking a base where yeah, I'll have to do that on my next turn once I get that back from him. Either his CV group is coming in, or a new CV group coming in, or that's his current one retreating away. Yeah, I really need to go back and get some R&R on my ships. I just need to wait for me to land over here for my transports to arrive over here with all my engineers so I could finally start building the base up. Yep, these DDs. I lost a DD there. Gotta probably lose some more DDs there. Ooh, good torpedo hit into another cargo ship. Okay, now I finally started bombarding here. Then this unit should instantly die. Yep. We're moving up now. We're next to Davao. Big bombardment over here. I suffer pretty heavily. Just attacking here. We destroyed a unit. He shock attacks me, but his units got heavily destroyed. And then some unit was wiped. The naval fortress was wiped out on Babadillo. So everything is going to plan so far. It's going fairly well. Some minor hiccups here and there. Losing my CVEs sucked. Will suck. But it happens. Let's just go over the turn real quickly and look what happened. So first I'm going to check intelligence. So we were at like 63,000. He was at 65,000. I think he's gained about 1,200 points. I've gained at almost 3,000 points. So my scores have sufficiently gone near him. I think he's lost another 1,000 planes. I've probably lost another, or 2,000 planes, I should say. I've probably lost another couple, almost 1,000. Lots of ships sunk on both sides. Just the brutality of what's happened the last few days. And yeah, so he has bunches of DDs groups everywhere. I have a sub thread over here. I thought what happened to those CVs I spot that were over here? No, they're over here. Huh. Don't know what happened to them, but anyways, yeah. We have supplies unloading. Task forces going back to Koepang to replenish. All of these task forces going up to Koepang to finish unloading. Like this guy has all the engineers I'm gonna want to officially build up this base as fast as possible. Gonna need to get it up at least airfield 1 or 2 so I can start getting cap up. Courageous is retreating back to Koepang. Many DD groups are retreating back to Koepang. Some DD groups are over here already. And just, yeah, it's just chaos everywhere. This late in the game, it's just chaos. I gotta see something. What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna have this guy go back to Koepang. Definitely don't want these CVEs heading all the way back here. So that's a next turn thing. But some good, some bad. That group's going up somewhere. Yes. Yeah, and then once I'm able to, I can get my carriers back though. Get some of these guys that have system damage repaired at Koepang. They should only take a few days. I have. I'm not sure about that. Gosh, my Alexa just scared me. A lot of naval support there to fix it up. Burma is going pretty well too. Probably destroy this last unit here. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going south. Oh, this might be an old turn. That's why. I'm a turn behind. Oh well, that's why the carriers aren't up here. That makes sense. But anyways, yeah. Yep, I'm a turn behind. Oh well, it doesn't matter. But yeah, there is. That's it. I hope to do some more episodes. I don't know when. Probably another one in a few days because this one is long enough. And you guys have a good day.